Hey buddies, so since we hit 100 subscribers, which is great, it's a big milestone within our YouTube career. Maybe we'll do one at 200 or 50 or 150. Well, anyways, so we're really happy that we got 100 subscribers and it shows our devotion to YouTube and your devotion to us. So we're going to do something special. We're going to draw the life of TwinSpiel. So it all started a long time ago. Let's say 100 subtract 83 is 76. No, wait, that's wrong. 17 years ago, a child was born and brought into a wonderful family that consisted of two parents, a brother, and a beautiful child. The family looked something like this. Maybe a little shorter here, and yeah, I don't know, something like that. Maybe my dad wasn't that tall or my mom that happy, but it looked something like that. All good. Picture frame, you know what. And I know that some of you think that my mother had dropped me. No, that never happened. I was never dropped as a child, but this picture depicts what would have happened if I was. And, well, maybe I wasn't dropped on my head. Maybe some other places. When I was young, my mom took care of me majorly while my father was flying about from Toronto to New York. He worked there, so he wasn't at home all the time, but that was okay. We saw him once in a while. My elder brother, though, spent a lot of time with my Oma, which means grandma in German. She was a loving woman who always had candy. Maybe that's why Jacob's so energetic. That's a lie, he's not. As for me, though, I was very nitpicky about everything. If something wasn't right, I wasn't going to accept it. If it was 3 centimeters away from where it was supposed to be, I'd have to move it. That clock got moved, trust me, many times. It was good and all, but trust me, if it wasn't, it got destroyed. Just wrecked. I do not care. If it couldn't be fixed, it had to be removed. So I was born in Toronto, Ontario. It's kind of a small-ish place. It's pretty big. It's a good city, good size. It's quite a busy place, actually. Lots of buildings, tall buildings, small buildings, medium buildings. It's nice to live here. You know, it snows and everything. And that's partially because it's in Canada. It's cold down here. And that's Toronto at the bottom, as you can see. So, as I got older, I went to public school. And it was near to my home, and it was a jail. It was school. It was wonderful. This was my first group of friends. It's about 3 girls and a boy. I'm not the boy in there. That's my friend Lee. So, we became good friends. And these kids were my peeps, you know. But we spent recess, lunch, and even after school together. As we got older, we never got separated. We spent more and more time with each other and became very good friends, and we're all interested in different things. During public school, me and my family went to a cottage a lot. It's in a rural town up north. It's a boathouse, as you can see, so that means it sits on top of the water. It's not legal anymore to build these things, and it has a slip where you can store the boat. This place is full of fond memories. And it even had a treehouse, which maybe wasn't as fond as I would have hoped. But still, we had some good times in the treehouse. On top, it was very tall. Trust me, very tall. The cottage also had very good ice cream. And I love this shit. So does Jacob. He really likes the ice cream. This place was old but homely, and I spent a lot of time here, up there. But now it has internet, which is a bonus. So, back to the treehouse. It was built by my father and elder brother, but the memories of it are not as fond as I would have liked. At one point in my childhood, I seem to have fallen out of it. My other brother, Jacob, swears to God he didn't push me, but I'm sure he did. The level devil child he is, I'm sure of it. As you can see, he has a tail, and he's a child. And I don't look the way I do through natural beauty. Just kidding. It didn't hurt me or any way. I just bounced a few times, like a rubber ball, which is kind of weird. And trust me, I love trees and climbing, but I swear to God, they're out to get me. They're just evil. I've fallen out of 3 trees so far in my lifetime. And each time I've been fine, but they're all through terrible occurrences, such as broken branches or whatnot. In school, I didn't get the best of grades, and I didn't feel very bright. My marks consisted of mostly sideways smiley faces. But the worst thing about it is my other elder brother would come home and do his homework and spend 10 to 30 minutes on it, while I had to spend 5 hours or 3 hours on it. But that's no biggie. I dealt with it and cried a lot. After many sad and terrible report cards and a few good ones, which a lot of the times ended where with so many tears, my parents finally decided to get me checked for a learning disability. And trust me, it was harder for me than you'd think. Admitting to having one, it's not always easy. So after a couple thousands of dollars later, because the school board wouldn't test me because I had too high grades, and they didn't believe I had one, my world shined a little bit more. It wasn't as terrible as I thought, and I didn't think I was dumb. In middle school, for those who don't know, that's grade 7 to 8, I had better marks, and they started to raise. So instead of having C's and D's, I had A pluses and A's times 100, because everything's better when it's bigger. So just knowing that I wasn't stupid changed everything. And I was told I was learning disabled gifted. I had terrible working memory and graphic motor skills, which basically meant I worked really slow, kind of like a turtle. But I like turtles, so that's all right. As for the events as a child, there weren't many involving me until I was a little older. A few dog deaths, some burns, and now we are at the more important stuff. Or the now of the then. When I was a little older, the doctors were starting to worry about the scoliosis they had discovered when I fell out of the treehouse. It's quite often that birth deformities like this get worse as a teen. I went through many tests and routine checks with loud machines and touchy nurses, only to find out that it was not a big deal, and I could resume my normal life. The only thing they found was a few deformed vertebrae. So, and I'm in high school now, and I'm very interested in art. It's one of my favorite subjects, and I want to go into something involving art. But I also love video games, as many of you might know, and socializing, even if maybe that's not the best thing I like to do. That was more forced, but that's all right. So this year is also the time where I picked up a camera and started to film myself doing these YouTube videos. It wasn't really a planned thing, it was just something I wanted to do. I had a camera, so I might as well do it. So it's 2013 now, and I really like making YouTube videos. And I hope that I can continue making them into the future, because I think that with your support I could go far with this. And it's the here and now at this point in time, and I'm sure that we'll figure something out. So I know this is just the start and I'm young and there's not a lot I can say, but I hope this can go on forever. So why don't you thumbs up and subscribe? Wait, am I forgetting something or someone?